The second thing you're aiming for is to evoke trust. We want to show up standing in our truth, and we want to be authentic. So aiming for evoking trust is important. And trust comes across almost entirely nonverbally. So for this week, I want to talk about touch and eye contact. Now, these are two powerful ways to evoke the feelings of safety in others because we feel these at a gut level. But use them wrong, and you can ruin any chance you had to connect. For example, think about a woman at a networking event and she sees a guy and immediately gets that uneasy feeling about him. I mean, she doesn't even need to talk to him. It's just that gut instinct, even though she might not even be able to verbalize why she's feeling this way. It's most likely because of the way he's looking at her or the way his body language is directed at her in a way that doesn't make her feel as safe. And so she can't help but not trust his motives. We don't want to give off signals that would give a wrong impression of us. So here is how you use touch as a tool to invoke trust when you enter into a conversation. In trust, it's all about warmth. Touch releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is often referred to as the neuropeptide of trust, or the cuddle hormone. You want to use all of the socially acceptable opportunities to touch other people. So number one, never pass up an opportunity to shake hands. And if you know the person, and if it's acceptable, and there's already that level of trust there, go in for a nice warm hug. And if you're in a social setting and you're a guy, go in for that bro hug. Now, some cultures and some people aren't too keen on touch. I mean, touch is a big no-no for them. Then we use other means of communication to build the trust. And in cases where I'm not quite sure, I'll test the waters first with just a light touch on the arm or the elbow, and I'll watch to see if they stiffen or if they withdraw. If they don't, I'll make a point to touch one or two more times during our conversation. And there are many studies that back up the power of touch and how if it's used properly, why am I doing quotes? Used properly, people will feel an inclination to bond with you. That requires trust. Now, this doesn't mean that you linger with your hands on somebody's shoulders or you start touching their leg, because that's creepy. We don't want your name added to a Me Too campaign, but you do take advantage of the socially acceptable ways and opportunities to touch other people. A light touch on the arm or the elbow or the shoulder are mostly acceptable during conversations. Now, if you really want to nail your first impression when you walk into a meeting or any social situation, go shake as many hands as you can, hug when appropriate, and take the time to greet as many people as you can. Which brings me to the second technique of building trust. Make eye contact. When you shake a hand, smile, make eye contact when you are doing that. Don't just look at their face. Make the eye contact. Linger long enough to note the color of their eyes. Just like touch, eye contact releases oxytocin. Again, this creates a bonding effect. You are using your body language beyond your words to evoke and communicate trust. And if the room is filled with a lot of people and you need to move through that room quickly while meeting them, you still want to be fully present. You still want to keep your focus on the individual who's in front of you, even if it's just a couple seconds before moving on to the next person. So if you just race through going shake, 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 you're not being present and you're not building trust. So use the eye contact with the touch and be present, even if it's just for that couple seconds, because it is a powerful way to evoke that trust.